Hello everyone, I'm Nate,
And I'm Johnny.
and welcome to the long-awaited second episode of the Creepcast. So, what's our topic today?
Today we're going to be talking about the 10 most prolific serial killers.
Oh my god, that's a good one. I wonder who came up with that. Is it me or you? I actually can't remember. It's been a while. It's been like
it has
it's been like 2 months.
Yeah. We've been, as you can see, we've been working, getting a new set up.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, this is my literal actual basement in my house. Yeah, so, but I mean, it looks a lot more professional though. The lighting is a lot better. The camera's of poor quality, but you know. What do you say we get the episode started, Johnny? We kick it off with number 1, John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, that's a good one. I actually have a story to tell you about John Wayne Gacy.
I'd love to hear it.
So this is a story told by my mom, actually. When she was a little girl, she used to live across the street from Mr. Gacy.
I didn't believe him at first, but his mom actually attested to that and said that it was completely 100% true. She actually did live across the street from Mr. John Wayne Gacy. Was it Pogo the Clown or something?
Yeah, something like that. I don't exactly remember what his nickname was, but she lived across the street from him and got a bag of sugar from him one time.
Got a bag of sugar.
Yeah, they were out of sugar. She knocked on his door and he gave her some sugar.
Well, I guess thank God he only went for like little boys and not girls. Otherwise, your mom would be toast right now.
It's still a pretty cool story to hear about that.
It is interesting though. That I mean, like, it's not every day that somebody you know lives next to like one of the most famous serial killers in the world.
For real.
I mean, is he dead now?
I think so, actually. Yeah.
Dude, like, I imagine he got put on death row.
Yeah, I think something like that. You might have to look it up, but I think he's dead right now. Pretty sure.
Yeah, let's see. How many people did John Wayne Gacy kill? Actually, I'm a little bit interested right now.
Yeah, let's take a look here on the big screen.
No, I don't think he had 33. Whoa. Yeah, it doesn't have a Wi-Fi card anyway. So it turns out after, upon further research, and there is absolutely no issues with the research, by the way, 33 people were killed. Mostly young boys. Actually, I think all young boys.
Yeah, he only went for younger men like that. But that's a lot.
Kind of like me.
Hey, yo, what are you trying to say?
No, okay, but my thing is, right, so after like, I don't know, number 5, like they didn't start like piecing it together. I feel like it's just kind of laziness on the Chicago, I think that's right? Chicago? Yeah, the Chicago Police Department, because like, I mean, I don't know. I guess John Wayne Gacy was really smart. You have to be at least a little bit intelligent to get away with like 32 killings before they finally found out on like the 33rd.
Well, yeah, actually, he was moderately smart, but the reason I actually know the reason he got away with 33 killings. It's because he was such a respected member of that community. Like everybody looked up to him. Like he avidly took part in. Maybe that's Mr. Gacy walking upstairs. But anyway, he avidly took part in stuff like charities,
in birthday parties, because he was a clown,
yeah,
obviously.
He was like everybody respected him and stuff. So like when little boys started going missing and everything, that people didn't suspect that it was one of their like respected and known members, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a well-known member of the community. Yeah, exactly. Like that'd be kind of like suspecting, I don't know, someone like old Marty across the street to be a serial killer.
Yeah, or like if you got a cop that lives in your neighborhood, think about how you think of him. Like, you know, he's supposed to be this well-established guy, and
He's supposed to be an upstanding citizen.
Yeah,
and
you
then
wouldn't-
imagine you find
yeah.
out he kills like dozens of people. And
yeah, you wouldn't expect that, you know.
exactly. So that's. I need to know. I actually really need to know how he got caught. Wow. Okay, so it's actually his real quick. I just want to mention, but his only convictions aren't just murder, but also sodomy, sexual assault, and indecent liberties with a child. So that's basically like he had his way with them and then killed him, which is insane. I mean, you know, jeez. So it turns out also he killed. His first killing was in 1972, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then he only stopped in 1978. So these 33 killings took like actually a pretty decent amount of time in between them. Probably like a month or like a few months, you know.
Yeah. So he thought it through, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be like a whole process, like hiding the body and everything, because like there's no way that, I don't know. It's
Well, he hid the bodies. He had the people in his basement of his house, like the boys and stuff. They were trapped in his basement, and I think he hid the bodies. He cut them up and then he threw them around in dumpsters around the town, like not in the area, but like around the state. Like he drove statewide and threw like a leg in like a trash can, and then drove like halfway across the state to throw another leg, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that that's why he didn't get caught for a while, because I mean, chances are he probably like did this over like multiple days or even weeks.
Yeah.
So you just like, you know, you're in like the northeast side of like Illinois, and then you go all the way down to the southwest just to dump another finger in the Applebee's trash can.
Yeah.
That's insane. What?
Yeah, it is. It's very, very crazy.
He went sicko mode, bro. He had an actual 33 kill streak, bro. Anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much all I have to say about John Wayne Gacy, though. It's an interesting case, but you know, all of these guys it's going to be
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be astounding that they got away with so many before they got caught. Like,
Yeah.
you know, most of these guys haven't been like figured out until like 20 years later, 10, 20 years later.
There's even one that we still haven't figured out. The Zodiac Killer. He was at large for a while. Nobody ever was able to decode his messages and shit.
Like how many years?
I think he's still not caught to this day.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they still don't know who he is.
Ooh, okay. And number two.
Number 2 is Richard Ramirez.
Oh my God, the Night Stalker. If you haven't watched the documentary on that, you need to watch it. It's on Netflix, and it's actually so good. I think they divided it up into like 4 parts, but it's the best TV series I've ever watched. I can say that with 100% confident. No, not sponsored by Netflix, but it is a very good TV series. But anyway, Richard Ramirez, I'm actually very knowledgeable on him. So he was at large in 80s, like LA, Hollywood area, I think, somewhere around there. And he killed a lot of people, so he didn't really have any specific targets, which makes him unique, because, you know, most people just target like one specific kind of person. Like John Wayne Gacy went for younger boys, and this guy just killed basically anybody. So he would just like crawl into windows or whatever, and I think he shot most of his victims with like gardening gloves on, so they couldn't like trace his fingerprints or anything. And I can't remember exactly how he got caught, but I know one thing that's kind of funny about this guy is that he bought like one of like 3 pairs of this shoe that like existed. I think it was like an ABS something, I'm not sure, but it was the only black one, or like one of a very limited amount of black shoes of that kind. And It didn't lead to him being caught or anything, but it's just surprising that it didn't lead to him being caught, because like with a shoe that unique, like you'd think that they'd be able to track him down easy with like a purchase. I mean, he may have bought it in cash though. I don't really know.
He could have bought it, or he could have bought it at multiple stores maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know, but yeah, there was like a huge manhunt for him, like after the fact that everybody found out that he was killing people, and like it was him, and he was in this neighborhood, I believe, and there was just a bunch of people like around him, and then the police got him, and they threw him in the squad car, took him to the jail or whatever, and like, you know, they put him on trial and everything, and he did get convicted. 13 counts of murder, okay. And obviously it's also not just his only crime, as is with most of these people. It was also 5 attempted murders, so he actually, 5 people got lucky, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglaries, which the burglaries is just hilarious to me. Like after you got done murdering a dude, you like stuck around to take a TV remote or a catalytic converter or something.
I mean, if you just got done murdering somebody, I mean, I guess they don't need that stuff no more. Why can't I have it? You know?
Facts. It's like they drop loot like in Fortnite. That's the loot they drop. So yeah, he's a pretty interesting case for sure. I definitely also highly recommend the Netflix series. It's a very good show.
Oh yeah, I'll have to watch that. I haven't seen it.
Okay, what's the third one?
Our next killer is Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, he's another really popular one.
Yeah, I know. He used to. Didn't he used to eat his victims?
Yeah, I think he was a huge cannibal, and I think he was like really. He was set on like he had this motive. He wanted to like turn his victims into like sex zombies.
Oh yeah, like dolls.
Yeah, exactly. Like living, quote unquote, living, breathing sex zombies. So. No.
Moving on.
Yeah! The TV's back on. All right. Anyway, so Jeffrey Dahmer. Let me see how many people he ended up murdering at the end of his. Okay, so 17. It says.
17.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in his earlier childhood, like I watched a bunch of YouTube videos about this stuff because it's kind of interesting, and I think he was like infatuated with animal bones or whatever, like cooking them or something.
I know what you're talking about. He used to like kill cats or something.
Yeah, he used to
take
like
their bones.
Yeah, he used to like practice dissolving their bones or whatever, which I guess is why he was so good at covering up his victims.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure you've heard of this story. The guy who actually escaped Jeffrey Dahmer, and he was, I think he's either naked or in his underwear, and he was handcuffed and running down the street, and 2 police officers seen him, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And this guy's, you know, telling these police officers everything that Jeffrey did to him, and like all this crazy shit. And Jeffrey Dahmer comes running up, and he's like, "Hey, sorry, officers. This is my boyfriend. We're into some kinky stuff," and he's kind of confused because he took some kind of medication or something, so he's kind of out of his mind right now. I'll just take him off your guys' hands, and there's nothing to worry about. And the police officers let him. They let him go.
Oh yeah, I did see something.
They let him go
that.
straight back to his apartment.
Oh, did that guy die?
Yeah.
Later?
Yeah,
oh my
that guy died
god.
later.
What a dummy.
Yeah, those police officers really kind of hoed him.
They did sell the bag. They really did. They let that guy go back to Mr. Zombie Sex Man. Dude, that's so dumb. Like, I don't know when exactly it was. I think, was it like the 80s or 90s?
Yeah, I think the 80s.
I don't know. Most of this stuff happened in the 70s though, which is kind of like the 70s really, they just turned up in the 70s.
Yeah, I mean.
Like after the Vietnam War, everybody was like, all right, guys.
I guess we got to get more kills in.
Yeah, exactly. But like police should definitely have done like literally anything else there but that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like they had like what was it, reasonable suspicion or whatever?
Yeah,
I mean,
he
like
was literally handcuffed, naked, running down the street. Like,
I mean, to be fair, if I saw that today, I would just be like, oh, drugs.
drugs.
But like now, but like back then, I don't think it was like super widespread and like, what was it? Yeah, I don't think gay people existed that much.
True. There wasn't too much gayness going around.
Yeah. There wasn't too much gayness going around, he says. Yeah, so the gay wasn't widespread yet, but yet the cops still let that guy go into Jeffrey Dahmer's hands, which is just absolutely blows my mind.
It just shows you what like serial killers. Like that's why there was a bunch of serial killers back then, because there was so many.
Because they
were
nobody
able to
cared.
get away with it, for real. They were able to get away with it easier.
It was so much easier, especially with the lack of technology, I think.
Yeah,
too.
the lack of crime stopping stuff, all that. Jeffrey Dahmer was caught on I believe it was July 2nd, or not July 2nd, July 22nd, 1991. Let me just check that real quick. July 22nd, 1991. And he was beaten to death in prison by another inmate. So, I guess he got his.
Well deserved.
Yeah, he got his in the end.
He should have really been beaten to death 17 times, but who am I to?
Yeah, for real.
Who am I to sentence somebody else to death? All right, next.
Okay.
Next person.
Our next one's a good one. It's Ted Bundy.
Oh, everybody knows Ted Bundy.
Everybody knows Ted Bundy.
Yeah, he would shove like women into his little VW bug, I think is what he had, and he would take them and like, I think he would them. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he was a more than a murderer, honestly, but he would the women, and then I'm pretty sure he would like dismember them, I think. If not, then he definitely buried them though.
Oh yeah, he did dismember them. I remember looking at something of this girl.
But yeah, I think he dismembered like people, and he definitely buried them. I do remember that part of the story.
Yeah, I remember there's this girl that I think got away from him. I think the reason he got caught is because this girl got away from him, and she woke up after the anesthetic wore off that he put on him, and I think the reason he got caught is because this girl got away from him, and she woke up to him cutting her hand off, like literally he's like there sawing her hand off, and like I just couldn't imagine waking up to a guy like Ted Bundy, cutting your fucking hand off, that'd be.
I read this fan fiction just for fun, and it was one about Ted Bundy.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was messed up. Either way, that would just be wild, bro. Like people really just can't be normal anymore. I hate living in Gary, bro.
We didn't have to do Gary like that.
God, I can't remember where he was. Maybe Detroit.
I think I told you about this in preparation of this episode, but you know the story. This young couple was going on a walk in the forest, and to sum it up a little bit, they were walking, and his girlfriend was kind of getting an eerie feeling, but he was like, nah, it's all good, we're fine, it's fucking 1980 something, nothing bad happens.
It's 1980 something. We're main characters.
Yeah, we're main characters. Come on. So they kept going, and the guy and the girl ended up tripping over something. And it's like a big log or something, but it's dark outside. They were walking in the middle of the night.
Was it like a person?
Yeah, it actually was, because they tripped over something, and they heard wrestling in the bushes and everything. And the guy was like, "Yo, we need to go. Something ain't right here." So they left. Years later, when Ted Bundy got caught, there was a documentary on him, and they asked him when was a time that he was never ever closest to being caught, and he told the exact same story, that the young couple tripped over a body that he had just killed, and he jumped in the bushes, and if they would have caught him, he would have got caught because he just threw his weapon in the lake, so he didn't have his weapon.
Oh.
So if they would have went over to the bush, they would have caught him.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he went on to kill more people after that. I imagine he probably did.
Yeah. He killed a couple more people after that.
It's so disheartening to hear people like always getting so close to catching these people, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, let me look up on how many people he actually killed real quick. Okay, he killed 25 young girls.
25?
Yeah, between 1974 and 1978.
Wow.
So only 4 years
That's
in between those.
quite a bit of kills for 4 years. Most of these guys are a little bit quick, but it's also kind of slow in the grand scheme of things. It just makes me wonder how much preparation goes into each one. Like, because I think there would be like a point to where you would like have to choose who you want to go for, and like, I mean, you can't exactly just like go and do it. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like with him. He kind of just seen, you know, a pretty looking girl, and he was like, hey, I kind of want to hit that. I mean, I don't know what
he said, hey,
but like, I kind of want to get that, and then he just went for it, I guess.
Shorty got a dumpy. I want to cut her hand off. Speaking of which, why would he be cutting her hand off? What sexual maneuvers requires you to cut hands off people?
Well, he already had sex with her. He was dismembering
he was
her.
in the part. He was in the dismembering part.
Yeah, he was
part.
dismembering her.
I see.
Okay. Yeah. You know, luckily, he got the electrical chair in 1989.
89? Why does it take so long to kill these people?
I mean, I imagine, you know, the state, man, they kind of want him to rot in jail a little bit, you know.
Anyways, if I was like the president of the United States, I definitely wouldn't like the death sentence wouldn't be a thing. It would I would like let people rot in jail. That's my personal thing.
Yeah.
Like I would put them in a cube. I would put them in like a 1 meter by 1 meter cube, and then it's just like, you know, it's really small, but maybe I'll make it probably like 1 meter by 2 meters, so at least you can stand in there, you know.
I mean, you might want to get Alcatraz back up and running.
Yeah, exactly. and then like there's like a tiny hole at the top, and sometimes it opens, but like it just opens, and then somebody just tosses food in there occasionally, and then the guy's just like, oh, and you know, after a while he'll probably start to go insane, so he'll cherish every single time that hole opens to get his feedings for the day.
Well, you know, speaking of food, I think it's sandwich time.
That sandwich was
mid at best.
Yep. I didn't want to say it in front of the camera. Yeah, it was not very good. That's all right though. You gotta keep the mind, body, and soul fed. So, next one on our list is a Harold Shipman, also known as Dr. Death.
I thought you said Shipman at first. I was like, what?
Bro. And this guy had 15 convicted kills, but some speculate that number could be up to like the 250 mark.
What?
Which is absolutely like
insane, dude.
Yeah, that goes sicko mode. That goes hard.
Do you know how he killed all of his victims?
Let's see. He was a doctor. Okay. You know, obviously. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure. Now, this is just kind of, I didn't read through necessarily all of it, but what I gathered is that he worked with like very ill people, and since they were already really ill, he didn't really have a difficult time necessarily killing them. So he would like do malpractice on them or whatever and kill all of his victims, and nobody really batted an eye too much because you know, he was just basically trying to do his job. But you know, somebody eventually snitched in I think '98 because of, you know, all the people he ended up killing, and they were like, man, this guy's a terrible doctor. Like, we should look into that.
Yeah. You know, see, my thought is like, Why, though? Like, why would you want to do that? Like, you're working on your patient, and you're like, damn, I kind of just don't want to do this anymore. And you just let them die. Like, is that what you're thinking or something? Like, I don't see like the appeal of doing that, you know. But I guess I'm not a serial killer, so I wouldn't, you know.
None of us really know. I would assume it was just because he's trying to get that fire siege KD up. Okay, he was just trying to hit plat, bro. But my thought process on that is like how many people just accepted that this guy was the worst doctor ever before like somebody raised a question?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
man, this guy kind of sucks.
On the 250th kill, it's like, damn, I don't trust this guy. something is wrong about this right here.
That's like watching a guy just steal something out of your house and be like, I got my eye on that one.
Maybe he see what I'm kind of thinking is maybe he prescribed some kind of medication that killed them or something.
Yeah, exactly. And they were just like, they had low tolerance to that medication. They sucked at
taking pills.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you never, I didn't really think about that one, but yeah, it's kind of like giving people in the 80s some Quaaludes.
Quaaludes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next person.
Our next killer is Ed Gein.
Ed Gein?
Yeah.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, lucky for you, I have some research here.
Oh, thank God.
He's known as the Butcher of Plainfield, or the Ghost of Plainfield.
Plainfield, Indiana?
Yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's why I put that on there then, right?
I guess so. Let's see here. It says, he was a murderer, obviously. You know.
He was a murderer. Hey, what? No way! On an episode about the 10 most prolific serial killers. All right, so this Ed Gein guy looks like he killed some people. Yeah, that one's, pretty obvious, guys. We should all know that. So.
I mean, maybe you didn't know that. Oh, damn. Oh, also, I think I was wrong. I'm pretty sure he lived in Wisconsin, actually.
Wisconsin.
But he was famous for skinning human corpses. You just take that in for a
Oh, is that Buffalo Bill or whatever his name is?
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure exactly, but.
Oh, that might be okay.
Yeah. He was famous for skinning people.
Yeah, I think it's from Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, probably. I can't find a body count though. Just says Ed Gein 7 horror movie inspired body snatcher, all this and that. But I can't seem to find his body count. Which is kind of weird.
I think he is from Silence of the Lambs then. I don't know if he's real or not.
You don't know if he's real or not?
No.
He's real. I got his pictures and stuff.
But then what?
See? There's a Silence of the Lambs picture.
He just like me for real.
Oh yeah, see? Oh, I think I know who this guy is now.
Oh, it's a flesh lamp. That's nasty.
I know who this guy is now. Okay, so he skinned his victims and made stuff out of their skin. He's like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He kind of like killed them and then he skinned them and then made like lamps or like fucking cups and shit.
That's disgusting. Cups?
Yeah, he made
That's
silver.
too far.
He made
no.
He made
That's
like
too far.
cups, bowls, fucking his cushions and stuff were made of skin. It's horrific it's like horrific for real. And the reason I couldn't find a body count is because I'm pretty sure it's unknown how many people.
I draw the line at cups.
Cups.
Yeah, couch cushions. Okay, obviously really weird, but whatever. But cups, you drink out of old skin. That's just nasty, man.
I mean, apparently he didn't think so.
He's built different.
Now he's dead though, so.
So I guess he ain't built no more.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. What's
Our next one is Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, this one's really good. I've been excited to talk about this one. So, this guy, like, I think he lived in, like, ye olden Russian times or whatever.
Ye olden Russian
Yeah,
times.
my dad was telling me about this one a lot because he read about it for some reason. I don't know. But he was telling me about it, and apparently, from what I gathered from the conversation, we had this talk, like, years ago, so don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure he, like, impaled you from your, like, butthole to your mouth.
Yeah.
And then he would, like, skewer people, basically, make them into a little shish kebab, and then, you know, like, stick them on flagpoles or whatever, just to, like, let everybody know, like, hey,
It's my turf here.
Vlad the Impaler, you know, hence the name, right?
Yeah. I mean, with a name like that, I wouldn't want to fight him.
Exactly. Let me see when this guy actually lived. I'm gonna guess it's in the thousands.
Yeah, he lived a while back. Kind of reminds me of fucking Ivan the Terrible.
Okay, so yeah, he lived in the 1400s,
Okay.
and he ruled.
Oh, actually, you saying that triggered a memory that Dracula was inspired off of Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, the vampire?
Yeah, Dracula.
Oh.
Because didn't Vlad drink his victim's blood too?
Walchian? What the hell is Walchian? Was this guy Welsh? Huh. They have his signature on here. Ruler of Wallachia in the Ottoman Empire. Yeah, I do think that was like near Asia territory.
Yeah,
Okay.
he Dracula was inspired. You know Dracula's real name? It's Vlad.
Well, I guess that's why.
Yeah, Dracula was inspired off him because he would drink his people's blood. The people he killed, they drink the blood.
They don't have a body count for him though, but I mean, I guess in the 1400s it was just kind of normal to like kill people. You know, they just really didn't care.
But I think he killed them in like war and stuff like that.
Yeah, or like for like prisoners or whatever.
Yeah, prisoners, stuff like that. I'm guessing they didn't keep count of that stuff.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
Hey, this guy's gonna be famous. We need to know how many people he's fucking turned into a shish kebab.
Oh god. All right. Who's next?
Who's next is, excuse me if I butcher this name, but I mean, he kind of butchered people, so don't feel too bad about it. Belly Guinness, I think it says. Take a look at that.
Bell Gunnis.
Belgunnis.
Bell Gunnis. Huh. I'm not familiar with that name. I need to do some research here.
Let's take it to the research lab real quick.
Yeah, exactly. On my phone. All right.
I mean, we would be researching this stuff on the computer, but
Shut up.
But you know,
Be quiet.
obviously there's nothing wrong with the computer. We just feel
Yeah,
like
no,
doing
there's
it on the
nothing
phone,
wrong with the
yeah.
computer. I mean, it's right here. It's recording our audio. Actually, that's how we're recording our audio. That's why the camera is able to be so far away. So, why did it just pull up Vlad the Impaler again? American serial killer. Well, there you go. All right, she was a Norwegian American serial killer. So, she lived in Illinois and Indiana between like the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. So, no.
Don't worry, I got this.
Yes, I love it. Okay. So she had 14 plus victims. So
14 plus.
yeah, 14 plus. So let me pull up the Wikipedia page. Okay, so 2 babies in their home died from inflation of the large intestine, which
Inflation?
can result from poisoning. So I think that was her thing.
Dang.
Oh, did she purchase a life insurance on the babies?
Oh, shit, she probably purchased life, and it was probably her kids or something. And she purchased life
And
insurance.
another baby died of unknown cause in Belle's care, and then her husband apparently died due to a skull injury.
That's the one. Her husband had life insurance, and she killed him to get the life insurance, and then killed her kids, so they wouldn't know.
Reminds me of that Michael Malloy story.
Michael Malloy.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm familiar with who that is.
Oh, Michael Malloy. I watched a video about it. So he was a guy that would go to the same bar every day and get absolutely plastered. And this guy was like a whole tank. To put it into perspective, okay, somebody gave him, they gave him ethanol, which is like alcohol, but basically on crack.
Dang.
And like they were seriously trying to kill him, and then he just got plastered and was like, bye. He literally walked out of the bar and like came back the next day. So the guys, the owners of the bar noticed that they were like, he would drink himself to death if he could, but he didn't have unlimited money to buy buy drinks. So they gave him unlimited money on in the store, so he could get whatever he wanted, and he never drunk himself to death. Like, he had a lead belly.
Dude, this guy is like, he's actually a tig, bro. He's like a keg.
Yeah. So apparently they had to kill him by hooking up a gas line to his mouth, and then they, I don't know, it was probably like carbon monoxide poisoning or whatever. Either way, he died, and they ended up arresting the three guys because they pulled out a life insurance policy, and they got a little bit sloppy. They got a little bit too ambitious, wanting him to die for some money. So they ended up getting caught and getting the chair.
Damn, that is crazy, actually.
Who is next?
Our next person is Albert Fish.
Albert Fish?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You're messing around with me, dude.
I'm not messing. You made this list, guys. He's the one who made this list, and he doesn't even know these guys are.
No, I know, but like, what?
What?
Albert Fish?
Yeah.
That's way too Albert Fish. Is this real? Yeah, alright, cool. He was also known as the Gray Man, the Werewolf of Wisteria. He was known as the Boogeyman.
Oh,
that's got some notoriety to it.
That's interesting.
Okay. So I suppose we can go to the Wikipedia. So he was a rapist and a child molester alongside a serial killer.
So that makes sense why he's called the Boogeyman then. If he was child molester.
Child molestation is arguably worse than murder, though. I would say at least. Early adulthood and criminal history.
I would say so. But what if the murder's on a child? What would you say about that? Overloaded.
I don't really know. It's like, it's murdering a child either way. So.
I guess.
They actually caught him in 1934, though, which is funny because back then it would, they threw people in jail. Like in the Wild West times, they threw people in jail for 2 days, and then they were like, "Yep."
Well, that was 1930, 39. You said.
34.
34. So jail was up and going by then.
Yeah, jail was fine by then, but it's still kind of funny to think about these guys just criminals from back then, robbing a bank and killing 5 people, and it's just dang. This looks like you get 5 minutes in timeout, buddy. Sorry.
You speaking of that reminds me of if you did go to jail back in the Wild West, they had to supply you when you got out. They had to supply you with a gun, a pound of gold, and a horse. So when you got out of jail, you got a gun, some gold, and a horse.
What?
Yeah, because everybody back then in the Wild West had a gun. So they had to. It was literally in the laws that you had to give convicts a gun when they got out.
What?
And then they had to have gold to buy something. So. And
So-
a horse to get away. It's like the equivalent today of the police station. If you got out, the police station handing you like an AK, the fucking keys to a brand new Ferrari, and like $10 million.
Dude, that's so crazy to me. Why the fuck? I don't understand the logic. Like the like, I don't know. I'd say like negative 2000s to like 1800s was when mankind was like still figuring things out. Like we didn't really know anything until right then.
Yeah. It's fucking. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild if you ask me.
Oh my God. Okay, next person.
Next person is kind of an interesting person. It's Jack the Ripper.
Ooh.
From London.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper here. Why don't you tell me about that one? Because
I know a small bit about him. He's a killer down there in London. I can't remember the time frame. I have to look up the time frame in a bit, but it's during that kind of industrial revolution kind of time they had. He went after women, mainly strictly just women. He only went for women. Killed them in the streets. And interesting enough, it was only like how do I say this nicely on camera? Exotic women, if you know what I'm talking about.
like good-looking women?
No, like
immigrants?
no, like they sell their body.
Like prostitutes.
Yeah, prostitutes. He went after prostitutes. I couldn't think of the word. Okay, don't
Exotic women.
I mean, what do you call women in a strip club? You call them exotic dancers.
No, you don't.
Yes,
you
you
call
do.
them strippers.
You've never heard of
You
exotic
call them
dancers?
hookers.
You've never heard of exotic dancers?
No.
What?
Because nobody exotically dances. You strip or you dance regularly.
Guys, let me know in the comments if you ever heard of exotic dancers.
Don't side with this man. He's
'Cause-
insane.
Dude, they exist. They exist.
They exist.
The word exists.
Oh no, it doesn't. All right, whatever. Okay, so he killed prostitutes then.
Yeah, he killed prostitutes in London during the time frame. Let me look on what his time frame was.
I think a funny thing to think about is that like he would go and have sex with these women. He like as one would do with a prostitute, and then he'd be like, "Dang, I don't have money," and just kill her. And then like he had dementia or something, so he would like keep doing it. He's just like, "Darn, forgot my wallet."
Yeah, he actually didn't have too many kills. He only killed 5 women. He mutilated them, which you being you, I imagine you don't know what that means. So,
Die.
Anyway, he was at large in 1888, caught in the same year. So, yeah, made 5 killings in the span of a year. So.
Yo, that guy's insane. He's cracked.
I mean, I imagine it was fairly common to find prostitutes back then in London. So
Especially dead ones. You walk a block, you can't walk around a block without tripping over 5 dead hookers back then. I mean, obviously, everybody knows that.
But nah, I'm sure it was fairly common to find prostitutes back then. So he just kind of lured them, be like, hey, you come do this and that, you're a prostitute, you can give me all that.
I feel like it'd be easier to find a prostitute right now.
Right? No, I don't know. I don't know, honestly. You have to see something about that.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, those are all the serial killers we went through.
Yeah, the 10 most interesting ones that I could find. I understand they're not the most prolific or anything, but they do have some interesting and unique backstories. Definitely, mine was the Flesh Cup guy.
The Flesh Cup.
I mean, that guy was nutty. I still can't grasp like a person wanting to like drink like say like water or something out of a person cup. That's just nasty.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. That, you know, all these guys did what they did out of their own weird fucking tastes and stuff.
Gross.
You know.
And speaking of tastes, I don't know. I was gonna make a sandwich time joke, but I kind of forgot about it in the middle of the joke. I don't think I had one. I was just gonna wing it anyway. That concludes this episode of Creepcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's been a couple months here. We got a little bit sidetracked with actually trying to enjoy our summer, so sorry. But we'll be back with more episodes, you know, whenever we feel like it, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna try to have some what's the word I'm looking for? You know the word I'm looking for.
Some consistency.
Consistency. Why my brain is just not working right now. I don't. We're gonna try to have some consistency here on the channel. Maybe try to get a video out maybe every month. Would you say every month?
Every month is a reasonable goal.
Yeah, every month. Try to get a video out each month. I know that's like 12 videos a year, but we're just starting out. Okay, we don't have all the fancy PewDiePie equipment. So
Exactly.
but yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. We had a lot of fun making it. Had a lot of fun researching during the video, especially with sandwich time and
sandwich time was the best part of that video.
Yeah. But yeah, and we think we're gonna be on the set a lot more. As you can see, it's pretty nice. We like it. So, any final words you have to say?
Not really, except for I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Bye.